Hello, my name is Bernard Derroitte. I am the owner of Mesh Art Gallery, an online art gallery dedicated to the work of contemporary printmakers. And we are today at the Forshey Gallery at the Chicago Temple, where we are displaying the work of Olesya DZHURAYEVA. Olesya DZHURAYEVA is a Ukrainian artist specialized in Linocuts printmaking. Linoleum cuts are basically prints that are carved out of, as the word says, linoleum blocks, and enable you to create images in a linear fashion. Olesya is specialized in showing her personal life, first in Kiev, where she lives and works with her family, and increasingly she's been able to travel in the last few years in other places. You'll find that the work tends to be divided in two main categories, one in which the city is prominent, and that can be images of just the city or people in the city. Increasingly, Olesya has been focusing on figures as they move around the city, as they go about their lives. She also has always had a predilection towards still lifes, showing objects of everyday life, bicycles, coffee cup, that are almost emblems of her daily routine. So it might be the bike that she takes to go from home to the studio or to get around the city. It can be the coffee cup that she has just drank out of to begin her day as she is about to go about her day with her family. So the prints that you'll see here are going to feel very linear. The technique of linoleum cut enables the artist with very fine tools to create very fine line and very fine stipple. The technique is very reminiscent of what you'd have seen in old master prints. An artist like Dürer, hundreds of years ago would have basically used the same technique in woodblock. This enables you to create grayscale by using techniques that are called cross-hatching or stipple, and enable you to let the white and black form various gradations of darkness. The technique that Olesya has developed is so fine that she is, a few years ago, become a little bit of a darling of the print world. She is known to be able to do technically things that most artists can only aspire to, and so has traveled extensively over the years to show her work in printmaking competitions throughout Europe. The technique is really important to her and is really a big part of what makes her happy. The way she captures images of everyday life and creates the stillness in these lines is really her pride and joy. At the onset of the war in the Ukraine, Olesya had to leave behind all of her tools, all of her work, and in a few days pack up the car with the family and leave Kiev. She was forced in exile within the country of Ukraine, but well away from her home, without her tools, without papers, without anything to continue creating, because her husband could not leave the country. She after a few weeks turns towards whatever she could find, and that was crude planks of wood and some tools, hammers and screwdrivers that she started using to basically carve wood planks to create prints. She also went into the fields and started to sift through dirt, taking out the gravel and keeping just the finest of Ukrainian soils to basically make impressions of these very simple prints that were a reflection of her despair at the onset of the war. And so part of the exhibition are 6 prints that show you these renditions of what was in her mind at the time of the onset of the war, and as she was trying to create in exile away from her studio and her life. So also on display in the galleries, in addition to what's on the wall, is the set of prints called Window of Hope, which is a set of prints that Olesya created at the onset of the war in exile in the Ukraine. In these cases, you'll find 6 prints that basically are made from these very simple wood planks that she found. And alongside those, you will see texts. These texts are basically texts that she posted on social media alongside with the images that she was creating to basically voice the emotions and the despair that she was feeling as her country was being attacked and torn to pieces, and as she was trying to find a way forward with her family, living in exile, away from their homes, away from their works, away from their friends and families.